There's just too much downward pressure in Doge right now caused by Bitcoin giving up some of its gains. And it's something that I feel like we need to talk about today. This is something that over the last few days I have mentioned, and that is the fact that right now coins are following Bitcoin and Bitcoin is falling. Okay, that's just the pure answer. If you want to know what's happening with Doge, I can move this line right here, and I will for a second. I might move it back just to give us a little bit of more perspective. But right now, you can see exactly what Doge is doing. Since its high in December, it's been steadily making lower highs and lower lows, which has put us into this downward trending channel. That's the video right now. Okay, so I'll go into the whys and the hows and the wherefores and the whereuntos, but this is the video right now. Until we can break above this channel, outside this channel to the down upside, we just have to assume that Doge and other coins are going to fall. Now, Doge is not unique. I just now finished a video on Avalanche. Same thing, okay? Last night I did videos on VET, downward pressure. Last night I did videos on ADA, downward pressure. Yesterday I did a video on Matic, downward pressure. All this downward pressure is pushing these coins into these levels of resistance. Some of these levels have already been broken. Some of these levels the coins are just now entering, but it's all caused by, and here's what Doge is doing, it's all caused by this. That is Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. Since December, Bitcoin has been in this upward rising channel with lower or higher highs grinding and higher lows. The ETFs were approved by the SEC right around this time, where we spiked into 49,000 and met severe resistance and have been giving up gains ever since. Ever since the ETFs were approved. Why? Well, there's several reasons. People smarter than me can explain it. Some of the reasons are some of this upward price action was based on the assumption the ETFs were going to be approved. So there was positive buy-in before the news actually happened. And now there's profit taking. There's unwinding from different areas of Bitcoin into these ETFs. Some unwinding into altcoins. Again, that's all smarter than me. You can find that kind of stuff on YouTube. I like to look at the price and here's what's happened. Okay. And that's not unusual. People were saying toward the end of December and the 1st of January that look, the most they did expect us to hit 48,000, which we hit, but they did not expect us to go higher in this run because we've been running for so long. Look at this run. Really since November back here. That's November. We've been on an upward trajectory in Bitcoin. And then we just blasted off in October to make these high swing highs of 49,000. It's just natural that after that euphoria and after the big run up, the markets have to give back some. They just can't keep going up forever. And right now we have broken below this upward channel and looks like we're going to tag 40,000. We're seeing that across all of these coins, this giving up of gains, and Doge is just one of them. Now, the problem with Doge is Doge didn't make as severe a high from this run up in October as some of the other coins did. In October, it was around 0.05, 0.06. It only made it to a high of 0.1, which was not a doubling. Okay, it did not double. ADA from October to its high went up 2.5 times. VET from its low in October went up 2.5 times. And then there were crazy coins like Avalanche that went up 4 and 5 times. Solana, which went up 4 and 5 times. Unfortunately, I'm not in either of those. And so they had magnificent runs up. Doge had a run up. You can't complain about this. You absolutely cannot. But it wasn't one of the better runs. It didn't even double. And so as it gives back, it has less to give back. And that's kind of the problem with it being a weaker coin at this point, is as it gives back and as Bitcoin makes its fall, it just has less to give back before it starts revisiting its lows back in October again. Good grief. I don't want to see us fall down below this 0.075. But if Bitcoin falls below 40,000, I just think Doge is going to enter back into this area here. If you're holding Doge, I'm not trying to be negative on it. I'm just trying to tell you what I'm seeing. And you have to see it too, just by these two lines. It shows exactly what's going on. Now, long term, I'm pro crypto. I don't own Doge, but I'm pro crypto. There's several coins that I own that I'm holding for the long term. I think 2024 is going to be good for Bitcoin and for crypto in the future. But right now we've got to endure some of these pullbacks, and that's what we're enduring in Bitcoin, which is pushing Doge down. I want to go back out and look at this. It's not particularly good news, but I'm going to show it anyway. Let's see if I can get that line back. I forget where that line was. It was something like this, and I might have found it on the weekly. I shouldn't have moved that line. Yep, something like this. Maybe not exact. Yeah, something like that. Roughly. Okay. And what this is a downward trend line that includes the tops of here, and it cuts through. I shouldn't have moved that line, but it's somewhere around here. Something like that is where I had it. It's basically a downward trend that we're seeing in Doge. This is on the weekly that we actually broke out of. That doesn't look right. I think I just moved the wrong line. Yeah, that we actually broke out of and now have re-entered. And that's disappointing just because now it gives us more structure we have to break out of for Doge. Not that it can't happen, it's just going to take more time for it to happen. Because now not only do we have to break out of this downtrend that we're in, we have to break back out of this downward channel that we were in and have been in for some time. So we saw Doge break out and then had fallen back in. Doesn't mean it can't do this eventually here and then back out. Doesn't mean it can't. It just means the further price we give up and the further structure that we build going down, it's going to take more time to break out going up. And so Doge is going to have to get above this level, 0.087, before it can challenge these highs. And right now, there's just no indication we're going to be able to do that. Not with Bitcoin doing what it's doing. I would much, if I had to bet, I would definitely think we're going to enter this range here before we're going to break out of this, and break above that. The way Bitcoin is going, look, I mean, you can look on today, the daily right now, and every indication is we're going to hit 40,000. And some are saying we're going to go into this 38,000 range, which, you know, there's not much price action between 38 and 40. We broke through that pretty quickly. So that's not a critical level. This is the more important level, this 34 to 38, where all this price action is. Well, the price action is just a reflection of buyers and sellers, right? There were no buyers and sellers here. We broke through that level in 3 days. So there may not be a whole lot here of resistance. We might find the resistance at 40, and if we should bounce back up and then break through, we might go to 38 pretty quickly and enter this range. And that's not going to be good for Doge. It's not going to be good for any of these coins that I've mentioned has this downward pressure. It's going to pull, Bitcoin's going to pull us down. And we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, there's a chance that we get rotation out of Bitcoin into some of these other coins like Doge and Avalanche and VET and things like that. And that might happen, which would cause some of these altcoins to go up while Bitcoin stays steady or continues to fall. We'll have to see if that'll happen. But quite unfortunately, Doge wasn't one of the stronger coins that seems like it's going to take in that money. So we'll just kind of have to see. Not trying to be negative, Nelly. I'm really not. I'm just showing you what's happening and getting you ready for what could happen in the future. I think this is where we're going to end up here soon over the next few days / weeks for Doge. And just be ready for that. Just want to let you know. All right. Y'all check back. I'll keep you updated on Doge and other coins as well. Y'all be careful out there.